I mentioned earlier today that Ron Page is a resident at Taylor Village and someone who's very much at the centre of many of the activities there. I'm pleased to welcome Ron onto the programme. Good to have you, Ron.
Thank you.
Ron, regular viewers of Wesley Impact will recognise your face from the video and promotional work that we do. And what is a typical day for Ron Page at Taylor Village? Are there things you do on a daily basis?
Well, I usually try and meet any newcomers to the village and try and make them feel at home and feel that they're cared for.
And I know, do you do the post as well?
Yes, I do distribute the mail because getting letters is a very important part of life.
Yes, it is. My mother always says to me, it's no good just sending emails. I want a letter and have it written out. And that's so important. Now, you have the new liaison, resident liaison officer. What does that entail?
Well, that entails being able to make people feel at home at Wesley Taylor and also trying to meet any needs that they have. In other words, when they first come to Taylor, they're coming to a new experience in life. And they need to be feel that they are welcome and that life doesn't end here, but just begins.
And do you think that people have a different... Some are more concerned when they first come in?
Well, I think they are because they're not quite sure what to expect. Once they had their own home, their own family, now they're cared for rather than caring.
Why do you do what you do? I mean, what motivates you?
Well, I feel that I need something to keep me occupied, and I need also something that makes a positive contribution to my life. And it is an extension, in a way, of what I've always been doing in the ministry, in helping people and trying to care for them and making life worthwhile.
And Ron, I know that you're involved in the weekly services at the Taylor at the village, but you also lead a Bible study there, don't you?
That's right.
And what sort of Bible study is that?
Well, we use a book called Every Day or with Jesus, and we try to apply the Christian principles to daily life. In other words, we not only learn about the Bible, but we learn to care for people as being a principal part of our Christian living.
And really, volunteering is an important part of life, isn't it, for people?
Ideas, it is indeed.
Do you try and draw people out to do more and engage themselves more, if possible?
Well, I think everyone can do something. Life doesn't end at the entrance to Wesley Taylor Village, but rather by giving of ourselves, we're likely to extend our life.
And look, Ron, you've only recently had a pacemaker fitted. You're ready for the next 10 years now. I know you're really feeling energetic in that sense, and that's really good. Let me just ask you then, is part of your task also to help, I don't want to call it solve problems, but help people when there's things happen within the village?
I think to try and direct them to where they might find the greatest help.
Yes.
Whether it is a very simple problem like making their bed regularly, or whether it's a more complex problem as to where they can get more money or help in that way.
If you can help people get more money, you'll have lots of people coming to see you, I'm sure. Let me just... Do you find your life is satisfied?
I think it is. I think it is. And because it's satisfied, then I feel that I'm able to live longer. Because I think having an aim and purpose in life, that extends one's life.
I think that's one of the most memorable parts of that volunteer DVD, when you said that activity leads to longevity. I think that's a lovely kind of concept in life. And you're a good age now and you're still at it, and that's so very important. How important is the Christian faith to you?
Very important, because the Christian faith gives us a starting point in life, not an ending point. we're always learning, we're always growing. And I think growing in faith is so important. We haven't arrived, but we're always arriving.
Now, before we finish up today, Ron, I'd like to ask the question I started with at the beginning of the programme. Do you think somebody can be too old to be a volunteer?
Oh, not at all. I'm 91, my wife's 93, and we feel today that we're living in God's time, not our own, and the future is unending.
Look, you must be one of the oldest people we've had on the programme, but certainly vibrant in faith, and that's so very, very important.